Kids. It is I, Captain Liz here, excited to do a talk with you this morning. Now, can any of you remember what series we're doing right now? Well, if you guessed superheroes, then you are right. But not just any superheroes, the superheroes of the Bible. Now, we heard last time about the story of Daniel, and we found out that superheroes are chosen for a great big purpose. And many superheroes start out as ordinary, average people like you and me. Like Peter Parker, for example. He was just a normal high schooler until he was bit by a radioactive spider and became Superman. And Bruce Wayne, you might have heard of him. He was an ordinary man who decided he wanted to help his city. So he dressed up in a bat suit with special gadgets and became Batman. And just like these superheroes from movies and comics, many of our Bible superheroes started out as ordinary people, but God called them to a great purpose. And because they were connected to God, they were connected to the ultimate superpower. So today we're going to talk about a pretty famous biblical superhero. You might have heard of him. His name is Moses. Now, Moses did a lot of big superhero type things in his life. He went to the richest and most powerful man at the time, the Egyptian Pharaoh, and told the Pharaoh that he needed to release God's people, the Israelites, from slavery. And that took a lot of bravery, definitely a superhero type thing to do. And Moses also showed the Pharaoh lots of miraculous superhero type things in order to convince him of God's power and to soften Pharaoh's heart so that he released the enslaved Israelites. So Moses did things like turning his staff into a snake. He also sent 10 different plagues to the Egyptian land, like sending insects to cover the land and eat the crops. He sent hail with fire and thunder and even covered the land in darkness for days, all to show God's superhero power to Pharaoh. And eventually, this all worked, and Moses, our superhero, was able to free the Israelites from slavery. Yay! Now, if you want to read more about Moses' superhero story, a lot of it can be found in Exodus chapter 4 through 14. But as impressive as all of that is, did you know that Moses was born an Israelite? Right? Those are the people who were considered not just average or common, but those are the people that he later on tried to help and free because they were poor and enslaved, so they had to work for Pharaoh for very little money and were treated very badly. So Moses started out with no power, no money, no connections, and definitely didn't have a radioactive spider that could give him superpowers. So why would anyone choose Moses to do great big things? And how could anyone do something great through him? And yet, God did choose Moses, an ordinary human, to do all these huge superhero type things and to free an entire people from Pharaoh. And that's because God can take the ordinary and make it extraordinary. In fact, Moses went on to be one of the most famous prophets in the entire Bible. And it even says in Deuteronomy chapter 34, verse 10, "Since that time, no prophet has risen in Israel like Moses, whom the Lord knew face to face." God used ordinary people back then in biblical times to do superhero type things. And guess what? He still does that today. Yeah! We can do superhero things with God's strength. And we've been chosen by God and called to a great purpose, just like Moses. And in the weeks to come, we'll learn more about that and also learn about other Bible superheroes. So make sure you stay tuned. Oh, I'm so sorry, Exchange Kids. I see the Captain Liz signal in the sky, so I must fly. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you later. Bye!